to CFG GameCast, episode number 90, a weekly podcast created by certain gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and Sundays, just Saturdays, and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any other podcast services out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What's going on, my cyborg?
Not much. We've done this so much. We're on episode 90. Smitty and I can verbatim know what you're going to say every episode, and we've gotten better and better as the time goes on.
Thanks.
We're not mocking him. We're hyping him.
Are you?
Yeah.
It gets me hyped.
It gets me excited too. I'm doing all right. I did an all-nighter last night, so I'm a little sleep deprived, but that's okay. It's been a week. I've been playing a lot of games. I've been playing Limbo, which was fun. I thought it was gonna be a little scarier. I wouldn't say
Limbo's an older. Limbo is really mostly is it like a shock value kind of scary game? It's more like the silhouette. Yeah, silhouette, like if you tried the other game too that was created. Well, it's
the second one to Limbo. So once I beat Limbo, I have the other one. And I'm excited for that. I hear the soundtrack for that one is phenomenal. That's like the number.
Are you talking about Inside, or are you talking about Limbo?
Inside has a really good soundtrack from what I've been told. Limbo's really quiet, so like I have tinnitus, so I hear all day, and that game is just quiet enough that I during stream I'll start singing songs that are on that key because I'm like, I can't listen to this anymore, so like I'll just start singing. But it was fun. I played with Ducky last night. We played It Takes Two because he chose me and not you, and that rhymes. And we had a blast with that. Poor Dust is out of commission. He's got vertigo. So before the podcast, we put hydrogen peroxide in his ears to see if that would help. And now he's vaping. So if you hear snoring, that's what's happening. Other than that, I mean, we're gonna do an exorcist on the cat later. Yeah. So. Tomorrow's Easter for me.
Sounds like a normal Saturday over at the Casa de Lex's house. Jesus.
Casa de Lex, I like that.
But you do know what based Limbo what based the true story of Limbo.
I do. It's
the
about
5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty on the third seat. How you doing, Smitty? How did you defeat that spider?
Yo, the spider.
Yes, there was a freaky spider, bro.
Spider.
The big thing about Limbo was there's this crazy spider that you have to fight.
Face.
Yeah.
I never played Limbo. Pull its
leg off. It's nasty.
No, I have not been doing that. This is creepy and weird. No, for me.
It's creepy and weird. Let's talk about my TikTok later.
Oh, that's freaking hilarious.
I was not here last week. Again, it was say it again. I'm sorry, please. Who was here last week? Who was our guest last week?
We had one of the writers, Callista Caines was the guest writer that was covering for you last week.
Okay, so Callista, again, thank you so much for being on the show. I need to go back and check it out, but I'm sure it was a lot of fun. So thank you so much for being here. But yeah, I had to shoot last week. We banged that out. It was a long shoot. We started at like 2 or got there at 2, got done about 10:30. Wow. And then I'm going to be editing this week and what? Yes.
Can I just say he doesn't do porn? Because that's what that totally sounded like.
What?
Because you were like, I was banging out the shoot. That sounds bad. That's not what you were doing. You were taking pictures.
I was not taking pictures.
Oh.
He was like, where is your mind at? My God.
I don't know. Cut that out. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
What is happening?
I was banging out the shoe.
Anyway, what had happened was. So we are doing a food and cocktail series. This is episode 2. I shot and edited episode 1. We did it as a live stream via Zoom, and people purchase these boxes and go along. You know what I mean? It's like about an hour-long show, and they go along, and by the end of the show, they will then have a full, main course, dessert, and a cocktail that they'll make. Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
it's really,
kind of
really
like farm
cool.
to table, but in your own home, and you cook it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
cool.
So it's in partnership with a bunch of people and stuff like that. So we did that stuff. I've been getting grinded out by work, but we started Returnal on Thursday. It came out Thursday night. Like, again, I've been talking about it, like that genre of games is not my bag whatsoever. I hate the Dark Souls. My brother got me one. I played a little bit and I was like, F this game, never again. Yeah, I was like, I don't have the patience for that. Surprisingly, though, this game is very difficult, very much the same style. Like you get punished, and the punishment is very severe if you die and whatnot. So, but at the same time, like it's really like I'm having a lot of fun kind of going through and learning more about the game, the story progression, learning what I need to do next time to not die at the point that I died at last time and stuff like that. So the challenges is fun. And again, it's that first exclusive PS5 game. I've been waiting for it. I want to get the 3D headphones just because I want to fully immerse myself in this stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Going all in.
Yeah. I totally forgot that was a thing too until somebody said something about it. It's the Sony ones.
Yeah. You'll have to get the Sony. I think there's better ones than that I've seen on the market, but I know you're talking about.
After I'm done playing games?
I
guess you can.
That price tag says to me.
We got them robots, though. We got them robots. Thank you, Fat Kid Deals.
Okay.
We got an eye mop and an eye vacuum for hella cheap. Yeah, dude. Fat Kid Deals always got them hot, spicy deals.
Yep, they do. We're not even sponsored by them.
That's yeah. So Returnal, and we're gonna talk about Outriders because boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy.
What did y'all do? What about you, Sir Davies? Yeah, what have you been up to, man?
I have been, man, like as always, man. I've always been on the you already know me. I'm always busy, but the biggest thing is
busy.
Yeah, but actually doing some pretty cool stuff. I wanted to play into Returnal, but for some reason, it got lost in packaging for UPS. I finally just got delivered today at my place, like not even an hour ago. So I'm gonna and what sucks is that now I'm gonna have to hold off until streaming that. So I'm gonna stream it next week before as my first time reaction for it. But but other than that, I've been playing some Marvel Avengers at the same time. Been playing some Outriders to get some better gear. Big shout out to Bomb helping me out getting some of that gear because it's fun. It's fun when you play with teams and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been really cool for the most part. But apparently there's some things that we're like, once again, Smitty is going to be bringing up here in the in the near future on it. But yeah. So I've been doing, but I've been hanging in there though. So one of the craziest things that I've kind of been coming across on though was like, so I've been playing Marvel Avengers, and I think that game overall kind of had a bad rap initially for when it came out. Cause like Smitty already knew where I stood when it first came out. I told him I was not convinced of spending $60 for this game because this game was not it wasn't worth $60, and I still stand to that. It's still not a $60 game to get. Yeah, and then I think some of the publicity of that game was bad because of the microtransactions that they put in the game. But to be fair, the microtransaction is mostly the cosmetics. It's so you're still getting the characters for free, you're still getting the stages for free, and the stories and stuff. But the problem was the end game grinding is what the big thing that most people had the big issue with. But for me right now, I'm only playing the story. I'm enjoying the story.
The story is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's pretty sound. It's pretty sound in itself. So like I've been definitely enjoying it so far. So I kind of feel that the game does kind of have a bad rap on it, because I do know people have been judging that game automatically because of what they were hearing about the microtransactions, which isn't a little fair isn't fair for it. But yeah, but I've been but I've been enjoying that, and I'm still playing. I'm gonna hopefully finish it up and stuff. Oh, I was talking about Marvel Avengers, Kith. Yeah, but we'll definitely go at a later time, because I know everyone doesn't want to hear me talk about my Marvel Avengers woes. So we'll just go through the normal rigmarole like we normally go through. So each of us picks a new topic or discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be about a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry itself. When we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves, we want you, the listeners, or the viewers on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live to be a part of the conversation. So if there's something that you see, by all means, type it inside the chat. We would love to have you to talk about what we're talking about. So we will start this discussion off with the awesome Smitty. Smitty, what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, we got to continue talking about Outriders, and
this is the third time that we've brought Outriders on the topics in less than a little bit over a month. This is pretty crazy.
It's crazy because it's still happening, and it's weird because I feel like these issues didn't really exist within the demo, and then when the actual game dropped, all of a sudden major issues, the main one being connectivity and the multiplayer experience and stuff like that. They threw down a patch, I think it was yesterday. I didn't even know it was like a patch was even coming out, because for this not being a live service game, they sure are treating this like a live service game. which is something else in itself.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, I have questions for them.
Yeah. It's just like, I am so confused as far as with that. Well, their latest patch, their latest update broke all kinds of things. This is where it gets a little crazy for me, because this primarily was supposed to be a patch addressing the multiplayer issues, the lobby issues, some sign-in issues and stuff like that, right? This is directly, they had put out a tweet, and here's the patch notes here. I dropped in chat, but their highlights were: fix a number of crashes throughout the game, fix a number of issues, bugs, and crashes associated with multiplayer, resolves an issue that could cause players to get stuck on the sign-in screen, lots of resolutions for gear, mods, skill, quest, level, and lightning bugs. Which I'm not sure what lightning bugs are, but again, this is where that live service question comes in. Why are you messing with that stuff? And lots more fixes, improvements, and optimization. However, I haven't gotten a chance to get on yet, because I'm in on a Facebook group. I'm in a forum or a group of for Outriders, and all of a sudden I start seeing trickling down, like, the update completely broke the game. Like, I used to clear CT 15 no problem. Now I can't even get past CT 10 or whatever. And that, I was just like, whoa. I was like, that's crazy. So I was just like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, people were like, well, they fixed some mods, and if you've been running that mod, then now you're feeling what it's really like, blah, blah, blah. Some people said they didn't feel anything. But then later on that night, I saw that they actually tweeted out, we have just released the biggest. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the wrong tweet. Oh, crap. But they released later on saying and addressing that there were issues with the armor and how the armor was calculating damage and stuff like that, along with the damage that was being pushed out. So like, all these people, they're valid. They said they are putting in a not an immediate, but it was like, eventually it was like, hey, this is a 5-star alarm. We're putting out a patch to correct this issue. I don't know when this patch comes out. I think it might be later tonight.
It's already out. Oh, you mean
It's
the
already
fix
out?
for the patch? You're talking about the fix for the
that
patch.
patch. Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, because I believe that should be coming out. Because they said it is an immediate deal, but it's like, what is going on, man? What is going on? We are almost a month deep into this game. Number one, why are there so many connectivity issues? Like, what is the real problem here? Other games do it just fine. We're a month deep and we're still having crazy connectivity issues. You know what I mean? I feel so bad. Kenobi, this dude hasn't been able to play since that opening weekend, that Saturday. Cannot get into his character. It bombs. The game bombs. He has tried. He's reached out to their tech support, using a number of things. And like at this point, he's like, I'm over it, dude. I'm over this game. Like, I don't even give a shit at this point because of that. Yeah. It's like, I completely understand that. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, I would feel the exact same way. Like, I haven't even been able to play since that opening weekend and nobody has addressed that. Meanwhile, they're talking about restoring people's gear that at this point, this deep into the game, people have already created new characters. They've already got better gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
yeah. So it's like,
don't even use now.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, they still have that glitch is still there, like to lose their gear?
No. So they can't lose it, but people that have lost it have, they're working on trying to give it back to the people. But it's like the people have already started new characters, so it's like, who gives a shit about that gear because it's irrelevant at this point in time. Yeah. It's too deep. We've gone too long. Focus on what you know what I mean, like ongoing things, like people that haven't been able to, because he's not the only one. I saw somebody else said that there's somebody else has a one where their character, they can get in, their character is naked or has their boxers or whatever, and then it bombs the game. So like this is happening to other people as well. It's like, how has that not been addressed, dude? And you know what I mean? It's just like, what are you guys doing, man? Like I was willing, and I have given the benefit of the doubt. But we're almost a month deep since this game has released, and these issues are still a thing. What is going on? Get your ish together. This is bad.
Well, so the patch, so essentially the patch broke things on an already semi-broken game. That's essentially what it is. Because
more things.
Yeah, well,
and people are still having connectivity issues. So that was the whole reason for the patch.
The connectivity issues, isn't that a different kind of thing? Because let me take a look at the patch notes, because that seems kind of weird. That if they're going to, because I thought that they were doing it for balancing. That's from how you were describing. But then but whatever the algorithm treated like the numbers of the gear. Like you said, like the way it was reading armor was a lot different than what it was before, causing it to be harder for people to pass the thing. That means that they were messing around with like armor stats and stuff like that. No.
So they weren't messing with armor stats, but they were messing with mods, because there were some mods that were glitched out that would just like, you could just constantly have uptime on it, and some mods that wouldn't activate at all. So they were trying to address those. Within that, it was something that they did within that affected gear, and not only gear, but also the amount of damage that the enemies were putting out. So like the balance went way skewed, where your gear defenses weren't registering, and the bad guys are slapping a hell of a lot harder. So people that are running the clear in CT15s, all of a sudden they were saying, dude, I could barely get through CT10, three hits and I'm down. It's like, that's nuts.
Wow. Okay, so basically they didn't even try balancing the classes. They were just trying to fix connectivity issues and then skills and mods and stuff. Wow, which is what are lighting bugs? Oh, lighting bugs. I don't know. Okay. I know what that is.
Oh, lighting.
Okay. Not lightning.
I thought it was lightning. I was like, that's cool.
I did. I totally did say that.
That's okay.
Yeah, so basically their overworld formulas are all mashed and crazy, then if that's the case. So like if they try to fix one issue, then it's going to cause another issue, obviously, which is going to cause it. But my God, dude, like this seems like it's like it must be a labyrinth of of like ins and outs of how whatever they did, or just the level of the level of stuff they need to do to fix this stuff needs to be like a crew 24/7 checking this stuff out. But my goodness,
where is QA though? Where is their QA team? How do you let this stuff? How do you push this stuff out? You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to push this out. How was it not QA to see that there's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And again, I don't understand that world. I'm not going to pretend to understand how that goes and whatnot.
Right.
But I know in you know, where I work, there's got to be some sort of quality control as far as what you're pushing out, especially something so massive as an update like that then breaks other things. It doesn't address the major issue of connectivity issues because people are still having, if not more. I know Xbox users had even more getting stuck at the sign-in screen. So it's like, what did you do? You just push out a patch that messed up a whole bunch of other things and then didn't fully address the things that were already messed up.
Right.
Okay, what were you going to say, Lex?
I just find it, like, Kid made a good point. They absolutely were messing with armor. The problem was that they added armor pieces to the vendors that had 36K armor on it. They quickly removed it, but because it had already been introduced into the system, it counted that as a defensive maximums now. They screwed up their active world formulas. Oh, absolutely. Like they're now, it just seems like they're having like this huge trickle down issue. Sense. They try to fix one thing, and then that messes up two other things, and they try to fix that. But that's fine. Why aren't you fixing the issues that people are already having? Do you know what I mean? Like you said, people, like, if they didn't give up when they lost their stuff and they continued on, they've already gotten past that. Like, why are you trying to give them something back that's essentially lost? And who cares? Forget it. Let's move forward.
Well, I think people lost legendaries within that too, and I think that's the major thing, because that absolutely could still be relevant. And here's the thing: like, people, like, they've got new stuff and whatnot too, but there may be something there, because the good thing and the cool thing about that is that you can even take blues and level them all the way up. You know what I mean? To max levels. So everything, I feel like, has some relevance, especially if it's got some sort of god roll and stuff like that. Yeah, but, like, you know, again, doesn't seem like, I mean, that didn't get addressed in this. I don't understand.
Because I'm looking at this stuff. I'm looking at the list right now, and it seemed like there was trying to be some rebalances on the jobs itself, but most of it was to fix bugs itself, specifically in the game, because they're saying fix a number of crashes throughout the game. So, I mean, it's hard to say, because the problem is, this is a patch of a game that needs to be severely patched. Like, there's there's obviously, like, from the list of the list of different issues that this game has made, it has made evidently clear, is that this game is insanely buggy. All right. It is insanely buggy. There's no skipping towards that. I mean, I haven't experienced most of this now since I updated my own drivers and stuff like that, but I've heard horror stories, and you've seen horror stories and stuff. And I had no idea what's his name hasn't been able to log back into the game, which is it's been insane. So on top of the fact that you have the side of people that are trying to beat that's trying to, like, you know, have their normal processes and stuff, like, you know, to play the game that's not having an issue. They're also trying to do all of this at the background too. So maybe there's just a lot. I mean, it's a lot to, like, for especially a small company like I forgot what it's called. People Can Fly. Is that
People Can Fly? I just looked it up. I was like, what studio is this?
Yeah, People Can Fly.
They have
saying that they've moved on to two. Is that what you're about to say? Sorry,
but they have two other major games that they're working on. So, like, their whole team probably shifted gears. But
a game like this isn't something that a game like this isn't a one and done kind of thing, though, because this game needs to be online or in some sort of way or some sort of aspect. So, like, I'm just saying that, like, and then which is very concerning for me is the fact that it's, like, where it comes back down to when they're saying that this isn't a game isn't a serviceable game, is what drives me insane. It's like you're doing the actions of what you would do for a serviceable game,
right?
But yet you're not admitting that it's not a serviceable game. On top of that, like, because another aspect that your big concern was a long time ago was a calendar of what their plans are for this game. Because this isn't a game that isn't like, okay, we released it. It's out in the public. We're done. That's it. This game is going to have to get updates. Like, there's no way.
Well, and they said that before this too. I kind of hated how they did that. I mean, well, no, I guess at the time I was like, oh, they're like, well, if there's interest here, then we'll look to the future and doing more stuff. But it's like, I would imagine that they already had some idea. They knew this was going to be big. They pushed this game to be a big game. So I feel like it's naive of me to think that they legitimately did not have some sort of plan in place, as far as with this game. I just think that since its release, all these unexpecteds came up and they're like, holy crap, we are here trying to put out fires. Now this fire, we thought we put this one out, but it actually caught fire over here and over here now. So, and they're just sitting there like,
I mean, I think there is a lot of things over their head on what they were expecting. Cause I think obviously the first weekend of it showed that they were not, they were not expecting. Yeah. So but like, I don't know, but like, see, come on, but Anthem 2 had a roadmap. Well, not Anthem 2, but Anthem had a roadmap. No, I meant the first Anthem before all that nonsense came out. Like when day one happened with Anthem, they gave you a roadmap, even though they didn't follow the roadmap. They did have a roadmap on what their like aspirations were for that game, was the game to be. This doesn't have that, which is really concerning to me. We don't know what to expect. Like, we don't know if they're going to be adding on to the story, if they're going to be making some more expeditions, if they're going to add new weapons. Are they going to be like, what are their plans for the next add-ons, or if there is an add-on for this game? We don't know. I mean, that's one thing that kind of concerns me in the long run about this thing. But all in all, though, like where they are with the patch notes, at least I'm assuming what they're going to do is they're going to have to roll back on the patches. It's not something that they're going to automatically, unless they found out exactly what was the cause of all of this and then fix that and then roll it out as soon as possible, which I doubt, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. But man, that's terrible. I mean, like, G-Nice, G-Nice says that like he feels lucky he hasn't had an abnormal amount of issues until this patch. Like, what exactly? Like, I would like to know if anyone who does play this game actively, because I played this game and I haven't experienced it. Like, what have you experienced? I haven't played the post-patch version. Like, what have you experienced? Please let me know. Please let us know in chat if you have encountered something crazy, because that's what I would love to know.
From what I've been seeing on the interwebs, it's a lot more people experiencing connectivity issues now, and that is the major thing. I mean, even when you're playing with like friends, I'm playing with Dust and Knight, you know what I mean? Like, we still have a yellow bar in the corner that comes up. Yeah. And it's like, how is that even possible? Like, I've never not seen one, that thing. You get into random. I've done a lot of random matches, and it's either red or it's thing. And like, enemies are glitching around. And it's hard to, cause like next, they're across the map, and then next, they're in your face slashing you up. You're like, what? So I've experienced some of those things. I've seen some things where people have fallen through the map. I have not personally experienced that. But yeah, dude, it's just the connectivity thing, dude. Like, it doesn't make sense.
I know when I tried playing with Dust, because Dust even told me that like if we group up with him and he goes into an expedition, I get disconnected from him every time. And it's like, why? Yeah, but if Dust connects to me, it works perfectly fine. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like what is going on with this? G-Nice says that it's only a damage issue for me. I was able to get solo CT-15, so I can't now, which sucks. And that was the damage thing that we were talking about. Monkey Blood says it's a lot of games out onto the next one until they sort out the issues. It sucks if you are heavily invested in this, enjoying it up to this point. Folks were digging it, or else there wouldn't be such an uproar. Just sucks because things like this kill momentum, and sometimes it never comes back. And I mean, I really hate to agree with it, but I mean that's basic truth. I mean, like you only have one time, you have one chance to make your impression, and like if you're going to have these kind of issues. But then again, this is because of the patch, though. So in the defense, though, this was mostly because of the patch. This patch made it worse.
I feel like that is true, but again, as someone, the only thing that I haven't done is Eye of the Storm. I've been running CT-15s, you know what I mean? I usually run them with randoms and stuff like that. So basically after Eye of the Storm, and there's a ton of legendary stuff that I still need and I'm trying to get, and different mods and stuff like that. However, I feel like the content will then become stale and I don't know what comes next. And that kind of, that has me a little worried. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
No roadmap at all. And that's the one thing that's the one thing that we should all be worried about.
I'm at the point where it's going to become very stale, even though there's still stuff out there. Running the same things over and over again, you know what I mean? It's going to, I started Disco Elysium the other day. It's like, look, man, I'm kind of digging that. You know, I got Returnal that I am getting my butt whooped in, that I plan on putting time in, you know? So it's like, look, dude, at this point, I can already see the hours starting to taper off. I'm almost I'm close to 150 hours here put into the game. So
yeah, it's like what G-Dice is agreeing. I'm enjoying the game, but it's running out of runway fast with regard to content. And
that's what Dust has been saying.
But that's another
and then logs out like 10-15 minutes later. I'm like, is the game working? He's like, yeah, it's fine.
It's that's another issue that they'll need to figure out though too. But like
the grind is too much of a grind.
Yeah, the issue that they need to work on now is they need to fix whatever is wrong with this game, stabilize it as much as they possibly can. But then phase 2, give us a freaking roadmap. That's what it would be. Just let us know that you're working on what you're working on. Don't just, because the way I know about these patches is Twitter, and I shouldn't be knowing that. Like, you know, I mean, you're not giving us any kind of thing of like what to be hyped for about this game. You're trying to make a community, but then you're not like showing like reasons why we should be like, oh, okay, we can't wait till this part, or there's an special event going on in the summer. Right. Like show us something, you know? That's basically where it comes down to, you know? Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Alrighty. Well, okay. Well, that's cool. Well, we'll see where that goes with it. And then if people can fly listens to this, I'll say, hey, it's all Smitty's fault. Smitty was wanting to rant on it. So.
That's right. Because I'm very invested. I went all in. I went hard
very
in the paint.
So.
And
you really did.
You know, again, it's just like, I've got some concerns now that I'm starting to see. And I said it at the beginning. I said the real test will be after we finish the story. Once we get into end game stuff, then have a conversation with me again, and I'll be able to give you a real opinion about how I feel about the game and where it's at. So
yeah,
we'll see, dude.
Okay, cool. Lex.
Yes, sir.
What are you bringing to the table?
Well, we're going to talk about a game that and it's funny because when I said I wanted to talk about this, Davis was like, you don't play this game. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I don't.
You know what? You make it sound like I shouldn't tell you, you should make it sound like I've told you not to do it because you don't play it. I was like, I'm surprised.
I do play this game. I just don't play, like, I don't openly play it because here's the deal. I've had a bunch of brain surgeries. I don't see well. I'm not great at this game. I suck. Okay, let's be honest. People find me before I find them, and then I die. The end. But when I do have really good days and I jump on Apex, I do have a lot of fun with it. Season 9's about to start. It comes out May 4th. Because May the 4th be with you. Yeah. It's gonna be May. So there's a new character, Valkyrie. There's new maps. There's a 3v3 now. But they got rid of a weapon that I liked a lot. And I was like, what are you doing? And so I was intrigued by this. And so they are explaining the removal of the popular hammer point, the rounds, and basically what's going to happen for the season 9 launch. So the developers noticed that a lot of people were doing the hammer point and the Mozambique as like their secondary. With the Mozambique, that got a buff. So it went from It went
3.
from 3 to 4 and then 4 to 6. And then, which is a huge difference because I mean, the more ammo you have, the better. Always, that's kind of a rule of thumb, and that's usually why I didn't grab the Mozambique because it didn't have a lot of ammo. But you can with the hammer point when it's attached to the P2020 and the Mozambique, it's multiplied damage to unshielded targets. So the reason they did this, it's not uncommon, obviously, to see the hammer point and then the Mozambique as a secondary, as it's a quick swap to in order to finish off opponents mid-firefight. So, long range to short range. The increased damage and spray and prey nature of the gun makes it ideal for this scenario, understandably upsetting those who enjoyed the hammer point rounds. One Apex Legends dev has explained the reason for this removal, and it's as simple as it sounds. It was removed mostly due to the buff. The hammer point rounds are so popular because it's a strong pop-up that can make any okay gun much better without the big weakness. Only 4 rounds to highlight that strength. It becomes a pretty lame hop-up, but the 2 extra shots may not be that big of a change in Apex Legends, but it seems enough to warrant the removal of that hop-up, if that makes sense. So I was kind of intrigued with that. I'm one of those people that kind of sprays and prays because I kind of know where you are, but I don't know where you are. I like the new bow check. The bow check's really cool. And I've seen some people get some early access to it and play with the bow checks. For someone who uses a bow in real life, it's really neat how I would love to see what it's like on a controller, especially like a PS5 controller, because I'm sure that you feel that pull. And the longer you hold the bow, the more damage it does, which that's to say that's how physics works with a bow in real life. So I thought it was pretty cool. And, the Mozambique wasn't something that I usually go for. And like the hammer point was definitely like.
So is the hammer point completely being gone, or is it just the ammo for the hammer point is gone?
So as far as as far as I'm reading, it's the with the P2020. So it's hammer point rounds, like the hop up is being removed. So it's different. It's different rounds that you'll get. So it's not going to be as powerful, but you'll have more rounds than you did prior. Does that make sense? So instead of 4, you're going to have 6, and they're not going to be as intense, but it's not going to be a finisher is mainly what they're saying. So, does that make sense?
Okay. No, yeah. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me because I never played the game. Well, I haven't really played the game, but
I do play it on my DLG. Nice, you shush.
I'm just saying, it's like, I mean, I've never played the game, so I don't know like how it is. No, I haven't played the game before. I've only played it. I'll say I've played maybe 5 matches, and that was it. Because I don't do BR. That's just me. From what I've gathered is that I thought that the gun was gone, like the way they're saying it's gone, but they're saying, but because of the buff, I understand, but because of the buff of that, because it seems like that's what currently is in the process. I'm gathering that's the meta of the game. If you're going to have that, like that wombo combo of these two, with the 1-2 kind of thing. So yeah, they're trying to discourage people from doing it anymore, which is fair. I mean, that makes sense. Because to be honest with you, the one thing I did get from Apex, from the small bit that I played, is I'd say that this is probably Apex Legends is one of the most balanced BR games that's out there right now, in my opinion. So 100%. Like, I mean. Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure they have their reasons of doing it, and then I have my faith because Respawn's basically been killing it with gaming recently. So
I love Valkyrie. See. She's a badass. I'm excited for her. I'm. Why didn't you give me early access, Apex? I'm sad. Rude. Give me early access. It's for my birthday. Come on. No, it's. I like what they're doing, and the thing is like they're not doing too much to like overwhelm people and then them get stale and stagnant. They add things when it's needed and when it's necessary. And I like that. You know, they're not doing things that aren't necessary or realistic, you know, and they're very quick to answer things, which I also like. And, you know, sometimes you get stuck with weapons that you don't want. Okay, great.
Mhm.
Well, then where can I go from here in this to build up, you know? And I think that's what's really neat. And with like the 3v3 coming up with the weapons and how they work, you don't, it's not like it was before. So it's not like a normal BR, like, which stands for Battle Royale, for those of you who are like, what? VR? No, BR as in boy. Like the 3v3 is totally different. So let's say the three of us are playing, right? And we get out, and during our scavenging, we come across coins. Then we can buy guns. So the next round, we have a little bit of a leg up. And then we keep going and keep going and keep going until we've kind of OP'd certain things. And now we're slaying and praying, right? No more pray. We're just slay. And, you know, it's kind of this cool, like, no, we want you to stick around. We want you to enjoy it. We want you to play. Don't be discouraged that you got out, you know, out of the 10 teams, you were number 9. Next one, you'll be higher up because you'll have better weapons and this and that. And I think that's what's kind of cool about it. They're doing something different. They're not just, oh, here's a 3v3 that Overwatch has, or that Fork Knife has, or this or that. You know, it's different and it's a little complex, and I like that. And it Apex is never stale for me. Like, I know what it is, I know how to play it, and I know how to jump in and just go from there. And that's, you know, that's a comfort. Like when I do want to play like a pew pew by myself and just get out some anger, that's kind of my go-to versus, you know, Cold War or whatever. But yeah, I just thought it was pretty interesting. And I like that there's a reasoning behind it. And it's not just, well, we didn't wanted to give you a one shot, which I think is kind of what it would have been. And then you would have been to just decimate someone's shield and kill them right there.
I'm actually surprised that, Smitty, you haven't played this. Like, you don't play this as much as you did with Overwatch. This game just is up your alley, in my opinion.
He's too busy. You're muted. Uh-oh.
No, we're good. We're good. I just turned my mic down. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it might be up a little too much.
No, you're
yeah.
good.
No, I'm not Battle Royales. Just here's the thing about Battle Royales for me, and this is how I reason it, is that unless I play and I consistently play a Battle Royale, they change and do things so much that I can't keep up with it. And, you know, even what you explained, I was like, that is not even close to the last time I played Apex Legends being a thing. So, like, I'm, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
all new
but
stuff.
Again, that's all new stuff.
About to be implemented. So, like,
it hasn't even been implemented yet.
Not yet. May 4th is when, like, the new character, the 2 new maps, which will be for 3v3, because it makes it smaller, will be introduced. So, yeah, there's a little bit of new, but it's a lot of the same old, like new weapon, new character, couple of new maps, and a new mode. But everything else, for the most part, is pretty much the same. They've just balanced a few things out here and there, and they've added skins, really, is the only difference from, like, when you and I played the last time.
Okay. Even with that being said, I feel like of all the Battle Royales, that's the one that I could just hop into. Yeah. I know it, you know what I mean? It's not going to take 2 years to get through a game.
Nope.
But again, the thing that is also very much a realization to myself is that everybody has gotten good now. So I can't, you know, I'm going to be a scrub lord to the max, dude. Like, and I had the same issue with you. Like, I don't know how these people even hit people. I can hardly see people in the damn game.
How did you see me?
Let alone, these people are tracking them as they're moving. I'm like, how do you do that? Yeah. Like, it never worked out that way for me. And that's why it's so discouraging as a video game player to feel that. So that's why I typically choose to stay away from those games. So they end up making me just feel like crap after
What's
I'm done.
Cool is with the new bow check, if, like, you're the one being hunted with the bow check, if it misses you, you can look at the arrows and what angle they've hit the wall and go, oh, they're back there, because it's actual physics and how it hits. So, like, you can kind of pinpoint in, like, the region that they're at, which I think is cool. Not that I'll be able to find them anyways, but, you know, I'll spray and pray. That's what I do.
Just spray and pray. I like the way you describe.
I might hop in this again though, dude. Like,
okay,
this is
next
the
time
one
I secretly
for sure.
play, I'll message you and be like, jump in.
Yeah,
because I don't tell anybody I play. I don't say anything when I play with randos. I'm quiet and I calculate it, and I watch their game style and I try to match it and try not to get lost in the fray. Because the looting part, I turn around and everyone's gone. I'm like, wait for me, and then that's where I get stuck. And so I secretly play because I don't want to play on stream and be like, oh yeah, I'm terrible. That
game would be like would show the kryptonite of my skills as a gamer if it comes to when it comes to BR. Seriously, oh my God.
I would have to say though, for sure, my biggest, and maybe this is just like trauma from Fortnite, but people yelling at you for not knowing what to do. I hate that, dude. And that's why I typically don't play BRs, because I don't want to get yelled at.
Play with your friends. That's so you know. So you can play with your friends.
I feel bad. I feel bad that I'm holding them back because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah. So it's like I'm hesitant to play it because I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? Like that, like unless you we go in and with the realization that hey, you're probably gonna have to carry me. I'm gonna try my best, but I don't know what's going on. Don't yell at me, please.
Yeah.
Oh, that's freaking hilarious.
No, I think it's funny because I don't have that account really linked up with anything. It's my trouble with Tribble, and so people are like, "What's up, Tribs?" And I'll just type hey. I don't say anything. I'm silent as a lamb. I physically mute my mic. I'm like, just in case my settings are. I don't see a thing because the second they know I'm a girl, they're all of a sudden it's a team of one, and I'm like, oh crap, no, no. But I have, man. Yo, they hate me. I don't get it. It's like instant hatred. They're like, how dare you know Star Trek things? I'm out of here. I don't know.
Yo, real quick though, Zukara says, hop in my backpack at Smitty. I'll get you a win. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get some Destiny 2 it as well.
Please get that
stream. To an end. I got some stuff.
Get that streaming set up, and we'll get that popping. I would love to see Smitty's horrible runs on Apex.
No, dude, I can do things. Don't hold on. I talk like that, but I can do things. I had to build that confidence within myself first, and then I can put that out. But I'm only good, especially if I'm having beers.
Find a replacement with Overwatch. Just find a replacement for Overwatch is all I ask. That's all I'm saying. That's the thing I hate Overwatch. I'm just saying your Overwatch Fridays. I mean, that's saying
I barely even done that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I barely even do that. What do you mean? Why are you yelling at me?
Oh, am I yelling? I didn't mean that.
Stop yelling at him, Davis. What's the matter with you?
I'm just saying.
What do you mean replace it? Don't tell me how to stream.
I'm just saying on Fridays. Just get something get the reason.
The only day that I play is on Friday.
Tell him, Opie.
He said, just get it out of your stream schedule. Okay, just don't play the stupid game on stream.
I'm just to check it out because every time I try to play,
what should I play on Fridays?
Tell him, Dad.
Metal Gear Solid 5. That's what you should play on Fridays.
He's right, He's right,
That's what you should be playing on Fridays.
I high fived to that one. She was like, I'll go Smitty.
I don't have any ill will. on Overwatch. I'm just saying.
He's right. I gotta finish that game, yo.
Oh my goodness. Just kidding. That was level
1. That's funny.
Right.
Please clip that.
Time in on that
I'm making a montage. Please clip that. That is great.
Oh, no. Don't do that. Don't you do that.
My jaw hurts. I can't.
All right.
Davis, it's your turn, buddy. What you got for us? Oh my God.
All right. My topic is a game that I'm surprised that they actually decided to randomly patch. Which kind of pisses me off at the same time too. It's random, dude. It's so weird. Anyways, the game I'm talking about is Mario Party. Super Mario Party is the game that I was surprised about. So Nintendo Switch released Super Mario Party back in 2018 on the Nintendo Switch. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Super New Super Mario Party or whatever.
Mario Party.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. On the Nintendo Switch back in 2018. Game was fun. It's a Mario Party game. It's a board game. Fun. It's a super fun game, but it's just great to play with like a lot of people. Problem is when you play online. The problem was when you played online, you had they removed the board. Instead of playing in a board game fashion, they decided to say, "Hey, you can play mini games, mini games, and an assortment of different kinds of things, and whoever gets the star count the highest at this round wins." So they screwed the board. They said, "Forget the board," and it was just all in disarray. So it was terrible online, needless to say. Then, so everyone thought we're done. We're not going to be playing any more game. We're not going to be adding. We could have done DLC. We could have done new characters. We're not going to do any of that. We're just going to say we're done. We released the game we wanted. Go have fun. But then, unbeknownst to no one, unbeknownst to anyone, comes in like on Tuesday. Nintendo announces that, or Nintendo's randomly decided, hey, we're going to patch Super Mario Party. So instead of having local couch co-op for the board game phase of it, we're going to just put that online. so now multiple people can play online the way the game was supposed to be intended to play. So
you're telling me that they fixed it so that the game is supposed to be the game it was originally supposed to be?
Yes.
Should have.
Should have been. Only took 3 years. 3 years to do this. The reason why I didn't buy the game was because of that one reason. Because I am single, I don't have kids, and there's no reason for me to be like, let me buy this, let me play this game.
Like long walks on the beach.
Like long walks on the beach and jazz.
Lives in Tejas. I like listening, okra.
I like listening to smooth jazz. Yeah. So like I'm just saying that it's like so they randomly decided we can make the game the way that you wanted to make it, but we're just going to release it. We're just going to release it, not let people know, just let it go out there in the open. We're done. Have fun. Y'all can play. You can play the real Mario Party on your Switch the way you should have played it initially. So I was a little upset about that. I was just like, so you're saying it was possible that y'all could have done this before a long time ago, but instead you decided to just say, surprise, everyone, you could go play Mario Party. So like, surprise. What was their gain for this? So for me personally, this, like I said before, this game is a great game. If a couch co-op, because you could play with the board game and the little mini games and stuff like that. Now, since that aspect is now online, I urge anyone to pick that game up if they didn't pick it up to play it, because it is a fun game. But I was just wanted to say, like, what was y'all's reactions on with that news with Mario Party?
I'll let Smitty go first on that one.
Oh my. Good, because I've got a lot of thoughts on this. I love Mario Party. I had this day one. Let me tell you a little story. Back in the day in college, I think it was sophomore or junior year, we would play it. We would do it as a drinking game, and we'd have people over, and we'd have these monster ass Mario Party tournaments. I freaking love Mario Party.
Mario Party
Getting
is great.
This, it really is, dude. Like, that couch co-op is real. The fact that they did not have this as a feature at launch never made sense to me. Mm-hmm. I was like, this would be perfect for online stuff and whatnot. But Nintendo does what Nintendo wants to do. They don't even care. It's so weird to drop, and this is major, especially within this game, to just drop it out of nowhere randomly. They didn't even talk about it previously beforehand. Just literally was like, hey, by the way, y'all, you can play online now. What's good?
Let's
Just like, what? Let's go. Nintendo, baby. It's just like, what? It's like, where did this go? Like, I would have loved this. Like, and I still gonna love. I am gonna get back on it because I can play online. I've always wanted to do the board game online. I feel like I am a monster, and I can only prove it to Scorp Kitty and Lizard Elsa, and I need to prove it to the world. And now I have that opportunity. I have that opportunity to whoop up on some random people's asses. Absolutely, dude. I am so pumped for this. This is such a great Mario Party as well.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, like this is awesome. I love it. Am I like why didn't you guys do this from the jump off? Absolutely. But again, I am glad that it is a thing. And that's something too. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like that you spoke on, especially with Nintendo's online service, the service that we pay for. But I feel like there's not a lot
a justification to do it.
No.
Yeah. And it's like their games, like they don't even like, you know, make their games. It's 3 years later now they're saying, hey, that service you're paying for, now you could do Mario Party on it too. It's like that should have been day one.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, why? What? Okay. But I love it. I love the fact of that. But it's I would love for them to do something more where they go in and say, hey, we're gonna add some more boards there. Or, you know what I mean? It's like I want more. We're in this digital age now where you have the ability to do that kind of stuff. I think, and I'd like to see Nintendo kind of
get their act together with their network.
Yeah,
I would love it. I would love it too.
But at the same time, they're just like, look, dude, we're Nintendo. You're gonna buy our shit anyway. I very much feel that. Yeah, exactly.
You're really not wrong.
And they very much treat it that way.
Right.
Yeah, and they know it too. I feel like sometimes Nintendo just slaps you in the face with stuff. We're like, why? And they're like, because we can. Because what are you going to do about it? And you're like, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, Nintendo gets away with a lot when you think with that mentality, because you know if there were any other company, they would be in trouble with that kind of stuff. You're right,
absolutely
raised in hell. Well, and here's the thing: like I was late to the Switch party, and so I don't have a lot of games. I have Ring Fit, Aminal Crossing, and and something haunted something. Because fun fact,
haunting something.
Yeah.
What?
Do you know that games are like 60 plus doll hairs? Yeah, exactly. So, I didn't pick up Mario Party because in my mind I was like, it's Mario Kart. I hate Mario Kart. I'm terrible at it. I suck. Yep, I know. Fun fact, Lex can't drive when it comes to video games. Give me a real car and I'll smoke you. I can't. I hate Mario Kart.
I feel like you would have liked the Wii and the Wii steering wheel.
Hated it.
I'm sorry, you hated that? That was like the perfect balance for that. It was big enough. Oh my gosh. The Wii steering wheel is the best.
They would go, oh, we're going to play Rainbow Road on the most difficult setting. I'm like, I'm a newbie. And I'd go right off the road. You know? So, I don't know.
You gotta really get that one.
I'm bad.
There was online play for that. You know what I mean? It's like, why does Mario Party not have the online play out the gate, dude? What was that?
No. Mario Party had online play. Online play.
Okay.
But the problem was
mini games.
Yeah, it was just mini games. It wasn't the way the Mario Party was formatted. That was really the killer about it. And it was terrible.
Besides Animal Crossing, this was the other game that I was like, oh, I would love to play that. I'm great at like the little mini games, and I'm good at physical things. So like I'll be good at that. And it's fun to play with friends, and COVID was, just started, and I was like, this is going to be like a 2-year endeavor. Let's go. But then I looked at the reviews, because I always do reviews, especially because the Nintendo screen's is big. And fun fact, I have Dust like proofread everything for me, because I'm like, just in case I missed something, let me know. But I did the reviews, and they were like, yeah, you can play mini games with your friends, and that's cool.
Like,
but you can't play the board game. And I was like, what's
competitive? Yeah, that's exactly it.
I want to smash Davis's face into his couch.
Whoa, where did this hatred come from? But okay,
but
yeah. Oh no,
someone to feel bad
that's just facts about. Yeah, okay. What is this, like totally like beating up on Davis today?
Nah.
Oh,
do
that's
that
funny.
always.
This
It's
is
always
hilarious.
about Davis.
built up over the past 89 episodes.
That's exactly what it is. It just starts
Welcome
coming
to
up.
episode 90.
Oh man, so man, I can't wait to get that montage going, man. I'm serious, but but seriously though, I think that like I think that this is a good move. I think they're way too late to do it. They need to. You know what? One of my things that I'm guessing is that I feel that Nintendo did do a change of their netcode recently. So because like what they did with Monster Hunter and stuff, they accommodated it, and it's a lot better than what it once was. So maybe we'll start seeing some better stuff in the future. But yeah, you're right. I would love to see another Mario Party. What's up, Lex?
I have a question. So let's say me and Smitty are playing together. All right.
Uh-huh.
And Dust is like, oh, I want to play Mario Party too. Can he also play if he doesn't have a Switch and we're using the same Switch? Or is that a no?
I honestly don't know.
Yes, I'm sorry. Up to two people on the same Switch can play online.
Okay.
Yes, that is
so
correct.
Local
and then you guys can both.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'm getting it. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Got
so
it.
like, no, we'll definitely
get on it.
We definitely need to get this going, and then see how it's going to go. Because I think Smitty, Lex, anyone else is going to stream with it.
Yes,
definitely do it.
You have no idea. I am a monster at Mario Party. I will say that straight up with all the confidence.
We are going to replace Smitty's Overwatch stream with Mario Party.
I'm sorry. What is that hand movement? Please. What was that? Don't do that.
One of the most dominant hand movements in the game. I've got years of practice.
I got it.
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
Oh my god. You're scaring me.
I'm a degenerate.
God, boy. So yeah,
working at a porn shoot.
No.
It goes back. Full circle. Yeah. All right,
it's a shoot.
Oh my god. This is going off the rails fast.
Bring us in. I'm shutting up.
Lex, what do you have planned for the week?
Great question. Well, first I got to get Dust back to full health because he's got to help me tag team the downstairs. I know. I don't know if he's feeling good. He has vertigo, and we put some hydrogen peroxide in his ears. Hopefully not worse. Because my hands hurt. I can't do ditches, but I'll do all the other stuff. Yeah, I can't. I got weak little baby hands, and scrubbing a big pot is a lot of effort, and my baby hands go, so I can't. We're going to play some Limbo. This week's not my birthday, but next week's my birthday. Okay, so this week we're going to play Limbo and stuff. Tomorrow is Easter for me, so that'll be fun. And then next Sunday I'm going to the Van Gogh exhibit. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it's like an immersive experience.
That's Area 15? Is that where that is?
And don't let them lie to you. It's not $60 hairs. I totally thought it was that expensive because that's what it says on the website. It's $60. I'm like, no thanks. I'm good. I like Starry Night, but not that much. No, but I'm gonna go with my pops as like a pre-birthday like kegger, except without the keg. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Nice.
And then I'll be old.
Your birthday's in the week next weekend, right? You said?
It's the 11th, so it's on a spoopy Tuesday. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, interesting. Cool. All right. 33. What about you, Smitty? Oh, wow. I can.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding. Smitty, what are you up to? What's your plans for the week?
Returnal. Watching Lex. Peace out. And Returnal for sure. Destiny 2, the season's coming to an end. There's some things I still need to get done. I'll holla at you, Zukara, and see if you got some time. And Outriders, probably. Outriders, those are the three right now for me. Outriders, Destiny 2, and freaking Returnal. And then we're gonna sneak in that MGS 5. It's coming back in. It's coming back in, y'all. They have motivated me, and I am here and with it and editing.
Can I just say that I am old enough that when you say I'm going to get into Destiny, in my mind I'm like, child?
Oh,
because that's the connection that I make, and I'm like, oh, he's going to tell Beyonce off this week. Let's go. I don't know.
You're just all over. Yeah, just like just like it's.
I got this shot recently. I blame that.
It's all good.
I got my 5G going.
What about you, Davis? What do you got going on, man?
Well, I was going to do some Returnal yesterday, but it came late, so I got to postpone that till next Friday, which is fine. But then I'm going to be doing some Marvel Avengers the first 3 days of the week. May go back into near Replicant on Thursday. I'm not sure yet where I'm going to be at on that.
Oh, did you get that?
Yeah, I did. It's a fun game.
We interviewed Ray Chase, who I believe is
the voice of the main dude.
I think so, dude. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He was talking about that. I've never played those games, but I heard they are super dope.
Yeah, like it's funny. I basically interviewed the cast of Nier Automata, but I didn't do the cast of Replicant, but which is right now, from what I'm gathering, 2 people. But still, it's what I do love about it, though, I will say this: the game is fully voice acted. Like, all the NPCs talk, everybody talks in this, in this, which is very cool. So I definitely love it. But yeah, so it's So I'm going to probably play. I want to play some more of it. I was loving what I played so far, and but I'm probably going to do that on Thursday and Friday. Like I said, near Returnal, and maybe put Smitty's ego kind of in check with Mario Party and get it back down.
That ain't bad, I
back down.
Challenge accepted.
Right. So yeah, well, definitely, it's gonna be a fun week as always, man. So it's good. So. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening to episode number 90 of the CFG GameCast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. As always, we will be back again next week. But if you did miss this episode, that's okay. We release it on all podcast services at every Monday at the beginning of each week. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple or Google Music, Stitcher, what have you, on any podcast services out there. There's not an excuse to hear our lovely voices. Or you can go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, for that and so much more, like interviews, comic reviews, video games, and stuff like that. So always check us out there. Well, guys, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.